Currently, at number 3, the Edmonton Oilers. And we have a winner.
Tonight, we find out where your team sits in the NHL Draft Lottery.
We are in a sealed off, sequestered room at the Rogers Sportsnet studios in Toronto.
200 combinations. Why is that important? Well, balls are numbered from 1 to 14.
Lucky Billy Scott will be at the draft lottery. I do, yeah.
We're really looking at, picking third or fourth. That's where we thought we would be, and there's really good players there. We dreamed about getting the number 1 pick.
The draft lottery itself, it's a crapshoot. I honestly thought Buffalo was going to get it.
Well, I was in the car driving between events, and obviously, half the people on the road were listening to the radio and half of them weren't because, traffic was disrupted by the celebration.
The phone board lit up. People wanted to talk. They wanted to share their excitement.
My wife said, why do you got to watch it? Edmonton's going to get the pick.
Well, you predicted it.
She predicted it. It was the day I retired in 1999. She said, this is a good luck day for Edmonton. They're going to win the lottery, and they won the lottery.
When it was announced, I had no reaction except I hit rewind just to make sure. I was just so stunned.
We thought we'd get third pick or maybe fourth or something like that. And Ebbs came over and said, we got Connor, and I'm like, there's no way. Ebbs is, he's a pretty good liar, and so I didn't believe him, but I checked my phone, and I had like 30 messages.
Watching each team's card come up, and then all of a sudden the gold card for the Oilers, and I couldn't believe it.
The commissioner came in with a camera crew. He went through the rules, how the draft was going to take place, or how the lottery was going to take place. We had, representatives from all the teams were there, and the ball started coming up, and they had given us kind of the chart with the numbers and winning combinations, both numerically and by team. After 2 or 3 balls were spit out, I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just check this and see if we have these 3 numbers that are already up here. I think it was 1, 5, and 6 at that point. And so, okay, we need one more number. There's one number that will work on the combination. And next thing I knew, that ball popped right up to the top. And I just kind of sat back and waited for them to read out the numbers, make sure I wasn't seeing anything incorrectly. It seemed like a lifetime before they announced which team those numbers corresponded to.
Which team has that combination?
Edmonton.
The Edmonton Oilers have that combination and have won the draft lottery.
Anyone, I would have just been in shock. You just don't. You have no idea what could happen. You have no idea what to expect. I guess that's why it's so exciting. But obviously, when you see the Edmonton logo flipped over, you think of the long history and the great number of young, talented players that they have, and just overall exciting time to be an Oiler.
I remember I interviewed Bill Daly as part of a mac and cheese dinner in Edmonton in March.
Just to establish, you are going to rejig that, so regardless of where the Oilers finish, they'll get this kid out of Erie named Connor?
I've never heard of him.
So here we are watching this thing, and then it happened. And the look on Daly's face. And I started screaming upstairs. The only other time I've reacted that way in the last 15 years was when Sidney Crosby scored in overtime.
I was actually coming up with a pun because I thought they were going to get Noah Hannafin. So I had it already written. I had written, I know who the Oilers are going to take in the 2015 NHL entry draft. I had it ready and I was ready to tweet it, but I thought, well, I better wait. And then when Bill Daly flipped the gold card, I nearly flipped off my bed. I just couldn't believe it. I really was like, did this just happen? did I just see Bill Daly do what he did?
We have a winner. The first overall pick in the 2015 NHL Draft belongs to the Edmonton Oilers.
Pretty incredible. I mean, it's we had pretty low odds, and we got pretty lucky. So it was a good feeling, and everybody was pretty fired up from then.
5:30 face-off show, 7 o'clock puck drop, as the Oilers are going to host the Winnipeg Jets.
I'm watching the draft lottery results on this monitor we have hanging in the studio, and it's counting down, and there's 4 teams left, and then there's 3 teams left, and Daly opens the envelope, and there it is, and it's the Edmonton Oilers. When you broadcast and you're in the media, and you do become a little bit detached. But when I was watching it, I was nervous because I'm thinking, well, what's going on? And then it's like, oh, what if it's the Leafs? And then what if it, I mean, you do get a little nervous because you recognize there hasn't been a player of this caliber for so long.
We all had our fingers crossed, but you know, this was the Olympics of the draft, so people were pretty excited.
Got these socks, good luck socks, and I thought, hey, these will good for Bill to take, and we got the staff together and you know, made the presentation to Bill Scott then, and then I took him back in the room, and just to keep the tradition going, I gave him a loonie.
He pulled out a loonie. I didn't know if it was the loonie from back then. I was pretty sure that's in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
He wasn't sure if it was a loonie from Salt Lake. It wasn't. It was just a loonie from out of my pocket.
I didn't really believe in luck. I'm not a lucky person or anything like that. Hadn't really been a part of winning anything big on that side by chance before, so had my socks on, had the loonie. I had actually texted him a picture before, and we were fortunate to win it.
The Oilers getting that gold card and getting the opportunity to draft Connor, it was kind of like when Edmonton got put into the National Hockey League.
It's great for the Oilers organization. It just gives us some life, at least for the next 10 years. You talk about McDavid. A guy like that would be tremendous for this organization and this city.
Really, the only other comparison I can think of is the chain of events that led, you know, Wayne Gretzky from Indianapolis to Edmonton in the old WHA. I don't mean to make that comparison necessarily between them as players. In terms of fortune, what could you look at as far as the Oilers are concerned? I mean, that's the only stroke of good fortune that I can think of.
Left shot, black tape, left side. You know, trying to say, you know, I'm excited to play with you. It's going to be good to have you.
I would say it's the most significant off-season Oilers event since Wayne Gretzky was traded. That, unfortunately, was a huge subtraction.
I did have somebody the other night and said, Mr. Scott, thanks for winning the lottery. And I said, well, I don't think I won the lottery. I just happened to be the person there for that event.
Well, there are quite a few moments that I remember where I was when they happened to the Edmonton Oilers or happened by the Edmonton Oilers. And you can just add the lottery and Connor McDavid to the list.
The Edmonton Oilers would like to select with their first pick from the Erie Otters, Connor McDavid.